Hey guys, here we are, the final round until our championship. This is the second Final Four matchup, the semifinal of our Bottled and Bond tournament that we have been doing now for a while on Thursday Night Throwdown. We started on my nice paper ballot here with 16 different whiskeys. Most of those bourbons. Obviously, had to be American whiskeys for the Bottled and Bond Act to be Bottled and Bond. We had two rye whiskeys, the Old Pepper Rye, which did make it all the way until last week, lost to E.H. Taylor in the semifinal. And then we had the Laws St. Louis Rye, which I thought would go a lot farther, but it lost in the first round to the only American single malt in our matchup, which did make it to the round of 8, but then lost actually to this guy. So here we are. Who is going to face off against E.H. Taylor, small batch Bottled and Bond for the Bottled and Bond Championship? Tonight, we've got the Jack Daniel's Bonded. A lot of people couldn't believe a Jack Daniel's would be this far, but I'm telling you, that's good stuff. And then we have the Redwood Empire Grizzly Beast. Again, Redwood Empire, I don't know that they're a sleeper anymore. I feel like they're doing great stuff, but if you're not familiar, I'll tell you, this stuff is phenomenal. Everything Redwood Empire is doing, I am a fan of. They have not released anything that I'm like, yeah, it's okay. They're doing such good stuff. And their bourbons and their ryes are delicious. They also have a American single malt. They've got a wheated. They've just got some fantastic offerings there out of California. And so don't sleep on them just as a brand in what they're doing. Doing phenomenal stuff. All right, give these guys just a kind of a little workaround here. It's funny because obviously I'm doing this out of my own integrity. Obviously, it's not a true blind. I know what these are. I put them in the glass, but I don't pay attention. I really do try to look at the camera and not do this, but almost every time they land on where they are. So that's been a little weird for us. All right. As always, color. Again, I can see in the bottle, it's a little different in the glass. I'm trying not to do that a ton just because sometimes it can give it away. And again, at the end of the day, even if I try to guess and I pick the one that if I get which each is, the point is not that. The point is which one tastes the best to me in this moment. All right, so first thing we're going to do, let's go to our nose. It's got that dusty, sawdust, woody, like shaved wood kind of note to it. There's a little bit of citrus zest in there. Not a ton of like overly sweet notes, the vanilla caramel, things like that. I don't get a lot of that. On the nose, a little bit more, again, just in that citrus, dry kind of note. This one's a little softer on the nose. Got some similar vibes though going. Maybe a touch more sweetness on the nose on that one, but both subtle. Both got some nice legs developing just through that process. Let's go into the palate. I'd say the citrus and the fruit note kind of comes through still. A little bit of like brown sugar on the back end for the sweetness. It's really balanced. On initial sip, nothing is really like standing out. It's very balanced, very good, solid drink. On second hit, a little bit more of the sweetness starting to develop and come through on the palate, but still not by any means an overly sweet whiskey. Citrus, subtle sweetness, dusty sawdust kind of woody note. Okay. Go in here for this guy. Sweeter. Almost get a hint of raspberry on there, which is interesting. Red fruit I'm getting on the back end. Don't ask me why. Again, it is really balanced. Obviously, bottled and bond, they're 100 proof, so they're not going to be overwhelming on the palate. From a proof standpoint, neither of these are like just flavor explosions, but they're just solid, good whiskeys. Both of them have some unique qualities to comparing to each other, but they're good whiskeys. All right, I'm going to go back in reverse order one more time. Let's see what we get. Start with this one now. Like I said, a little bit more fruitiness on this one. Maybe a hint of creaminess. I am getting some raspberry, and I don't think if you go back to either of the rounds that either one of these have been in, that's not something I picked up. But it's what I'm picking up today, so it is what it is. All right, one more time on this guy. Best word I know, again, is that dusty, like woody note. Does have some subtle fruit. More of that citrus, where this is more of that bright, fresh fruit. Both are outstanding, of course. Both are absolutely delicious. But right now, in this moment, the one that I would pour again tonight for my palate in this moment it's going to be this one. There's a little, I don't know, there's something interesting on it tonight that I'm really enjoying. And that's what we're going to go with. I'm not sure, because usually I can pick out kind of a Jack product. There's usually some of that doughy banana bread kind of notion, and I'm not getting it tonight. That may be a fault with me, because I think I've gotten it on the other rounds. So I'm not really sure. I'm guessing these might be in the right order, only because I got subtle citrus and stuff here, but I don't think the bright red fruit would come from this one. But again, what do I know? I'm just trying to do my best. Anyway, tonight's winner and moving on to the championship round is Redwood Empire, and maybe an upset. Because again, like I said, a couple years ago, this won Whiskey of the Year. This is a fantastic whiskey. It's kind of blown through this tournament, but tonight, again, maybe it's what I've had today. Again, there's always factors, but this one, for me, in the moment, just has a little bit more going on, a little bit more that I'm enjoying, and that I would go back through tonight in my glass. So there you have it. Redwood Empire, Grizzly Beast will face off next Thursday against maybe the GOAT, E.H. Taylor, for our championship of our Bottled and Bond tournament. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Leave us a note, leave us a comment, give us a like, a follow, all the good fun stuff. We'll see you next time. Cheers.